Welcome back to Tracking That, a channel where we try to track what liberals are saying but end up not being able to as usual. And in this video, we have Bill Maher putting Joy Behar in her place on The View. And yes, this is Joy Behar. It actually is the blackface version of her because she's dressed as a black African-American woman for Halloween. But anyways, that's not what this video is about, but I just wanted to mention it to you. Now, most of us know Bill Maher as the semi-reasonable liberal that has Trump derangement syndrome. Semi I use lightly because he believes in abortion and thinks the January 6th so-called insurrection is the most important issue of our time. But he can be good at calling out the woke nonsense the Democrats have been promoting. Lately, he's been in a lot of interviews promoting his new book, and the question Joy Behar asked him is, because he criticizes Joe Biden some of the times, do you think it's dangerous to do that because it may influence the people in the middle? And that's such a ridiculous question, but you wonder why no one trusts the mainstream media. To have that point, really makes you lose credibility when you're doing a talk show or being a journalist, because you want to report accurate news or even honest opinions. And the fact even members of the left can be criticized for pointing out the blatant obvious of Biden's mental decline really makes me lose brain cells. But as far as opinions are concerned, it's not like anyone ever thought to themselves that, I want an in-depth political analysis from Joy Behar. Have you ever seen videos where people go on the streets and ask Biden supporters if they support a Biden or Obama policy, then flip the script on them and say it's a Trump policy? This is really the pandemic that's facing our country. Them not being able to face their pride or swallow a pill, knowing Trump's policies are the most reasonable and they align with him the most. But no, their new argument, or attempted argument, is to not have Trump as president because he's facing all these criminal charges. The most recent one, is the Stormy Daniels trial where we're finding out we have the wrong person on trial. It should have been Michael Cohen since he stole tens of thousands of dollars from him. But that's beside the point. Let's get into the video clip.
Well, you have this new book out, and, I watch your show all the time, so I know that you're a comic, but you basically go after Trump and Biden. Both of them. And a lot of people are not happy with you about that. But I'm nervous about saying anything against Biden because I feel, not that I have so much power, and you have some more than I do, obviously, but...
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you afraid that you might, influence people who are on the fence?
I think you lose all credibility. I do. I mean, my bond with my audience has always been I don't pull a punch.
Yeah.
My bond with my audience is you're not going to like everything I say, but I'm saying what I really think is true.
Right.
Biden just presents as old. It's not really fair.
No.
Because he's almost the same age. Trump is almost the same age as him.
I know.
But Trump doesn't present that way. You look at somebody right away, you can kind of just sum them up. I mean, we are not young, but we don't present as old.
Yeah.
Biden does. I saw him yesterday making that speech.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, he's cadaver-like.
But his brain is good. He's still great.
Well, here's what I said. Like, when I came back after the strike in September, I said he should get out because he's just lost the faith of people. It's not fair. He's actually done a pretty good job. Yeah. But I said he's going to be Ruth Bader Biden. That's the term I used. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She stayed too long at the fair. Yeah. I remember Obama had her over to the White House, like in 2013, to hint, hey, spend more time with the grandkids. That would not be a good idea, Ruth. And she didn't take the hint, and she was not in good health, and she stayed too long, and she ruined her legacy and got the Supreme Court now to be a pretty right-wing organization. Said Biden shouldn't do that. But, ego, he's Dracula. Well, he has crossed oceans of time to be here, and he's not going to give it up now.
His brain is good might be the biggest joke of the year. You can tell he doesn't run the show and he lets the outside influence or Democrat internals make all the decisions for him. Because, back in the day, he said a racist comment and still probably believes it to this day, saying he doesn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle. Okay, fast forward, the border's wide open and he took the Remain in Mexico policy away. He was against gay marriage and, he waves the rainbow flag more than the American flag and probably respects it more. And he also wants men identifying as women, to be recognized as women. But we have two presidents on the ticket this time that we can compare, and I think we all know who is the one that made our country safer, by not starting wars, keeping our borders sealed, not leaving billions of dollars in military equipment to our enemies, not spending useless bills on foreign nations and climate change nonsense. The list goes on and on. But I can tell you who I'm not talking about is Biden, and the man I'm talking, about rhymes with hump.